I'm gonna give a quick trigger warning to this video is if you're somebody who is easily offended by the truth, I would suggest clicking off of this video because there will be no sugarcoating and I'm not gonna get into any arguments in that comment section with you. I'm here to make a point. If you do not like it, this ain't for you. The problem is not racism. Racism is not as big an issue as we make it out to be. The true problem is the race hustlers, the individuals who use race as a means to pedestalize themselves. And this is more often than not those on the far left leaning side. Now, literally moments ago, I was in a back and forth quote unquote conversation where I realized, oh, this is a white woman trying to tell me, how I'm lost as a black man because of my political stance, my perspectives, etc. And it's ironic to me that this individual who jumped to race, I never made anything about race, jumped directly to race, cannot see that they're the one who is race obsessed. And this is the same when it comes to that entire culture, that entire subsect, that cult of wokeism. There is such an obsession with race. There is such a fixation with, with color, with gender. It's with a multitude of facets. But when it comes to race specifically, they're the ones who keep it alive. And I say this. If racism were to disappear tomorrow, sexism, homophobism, is that even a thing? Homophobia, that's the word. If these were all to disappear overnight, they would be out of business because their entire business model is built upon identity politics. It is built upon you being fixated on race. It is built upon I am a victim and you are the oppressor, right? I am the oppressed and you are the oppressor. And that relationship is oftentimes based off of these shallow surface level identities. Now, I've had conversations with old folks, I'm talking about 60, 70, 80 years old, who have told me time and time again that times now, like the racial tensions are greater now than they were back in the 60s and the 70s. Think about this. 65, Jim Crow is over, integration. And these are individuals who lived during that time, and they say now there's even more discord between individuals than there ever has been. And, they oftentimes pointed towards just this perpetual need to fixate on race, on race, on race. And again, I'm not saying racism doesn't exist. I'm not going to create an illusion to say that there aren't idiots out there. There aren't ignorant individuals. There aren't individuals who, lack understanding or just are filled with hatred. But it would be a lie for me to say that that is the actual issue and that racism is kept alive because of institutions and, certain systems that are put in place, as opposed to the reality, which is there are individuals who are hell-bent on keeping this as something that they can basically identify themselves with. It's to virtue signal is the word that's oftentimes used. That's the buzzword around it, right? It's virtue signaling. My virtue is greater than yours. I am a better person than you because I care about these issues and I'm doing something about these issues and I fixate on these issues. And yesterday was a doozy do of a day, a beautiful day, but a doozy do. Where I had one of my videos on TikTok go viral, and I just saw so many people's stories. And in the race aspect, there were people who were saying, "Oh, you voted for Donald Trump, you need to get deported." Imagine the irony of that. These people who are claiming to care so much about immigrants, illegal immigrants, etc., are the very same ones telling other Hispanics. Or they're not even Hispanic themselves, but are telling Hispanics, like, you need to be deported. You're going to be deported. I wish you get deported. That is insanity. This ain't an exaggeration, y'all. This ain't exaggeration. People have been getting threats on their life. People have been getting, threats on their children's lives because of how they voted. This is the party of love and inclusivity. It's a facade. It's a lie. It's a ruse. They have the wool pulled over your eyes to believe one thing when it's truly another. They can't see past their own narcissism. They cannot see past their own narcissism. And so race is used. It's a psyop. It's a psychological tool of warfare where it's the individual who is telling you you're racist who's actually fixated on race. And let me get this one clear. Black people can be racist because I'm tired of this conversation of only white people can really be racist because institutional. No, if you believe that your race is superior to another or another race is lesser than yourself, you're a racist. There is plenty of black racism. Plenty, more than enough to go around. Believe that. It's just that we have been allowed to get away with it because we are oppressed and they're an oppressor. It's a way to get away with evil. It's a way to get away with just being a straight up asshole and making excuses for it instead of taking accountability to say, yes, I feel some type of way about other people. Yes, I am insecure. And so I try to pull other people down in order to prop myself up. Racism is not the problem. I will not allow race to identify me as a human being, as the whole of who I am. It's an aspect of me, but it's not even a majority of who I am. Oh, but the world is going to see you through skin color. No, you see me through skin color. If I go into a business negotiation, they're going to see the external, and then we're going to get into the business situation. You, because I don't know what you're doing with your life, as the one who's fixated on race, the professional victim and the professional activist, that individual sitting at home thinking just race, 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 right? How do we get these races into more rooms? How do we get these races to do this? How do we get these races of people to do this? They are the ones who are perpetuating the system of racism, which is holding us back as a people. I'm tired of sugarcoating this damn message. I am done sugarcoating this message. Stop blaming racism for all your damn problems. This goes for sexism and homophobia. Am I saying that sexism and homophobia don't exist? No, I'm saying that your fixation on those things, you see the world through a lens of racism. And I was once like this. Oh, the reason I didn't get that client is because they're racist. Oh, the reason I didn't get that opportunity because they're racist. Oh, I didn't make the basketball team because the coach is obviously racist. What are you talking about? White coaches are always looking for a black player. You are not on the team because you suck. Because you did not do what is necessary to make it onto that team. And also, you weren't made for basketball. Let's be honest with it. Let's be honest with it. The genetics weren't geneticking for basketball props, period. And so we find ourselves in these perpetual loops of self-perpetuated, because it is, disempowerment, disenfranchisement, and then we blame it on the world. Oh, but because I'm black. No, it's your own perception of who you are that's going to lead to the outcomes. If you're already looking at the situation as I can't get nothing, I can't do nothing, I can't move nowhere because I'm black, I can't lift myself up because I'm black, then you're done. You're cooked. You're finished. You have no chance. Because you've already sold yourself out. You've already basically decided that you can't do nothing. And therefore you won't do nothing. Because there's a system, there's a glass ceiling, and the black man has only so much capacity. And then when people bring up examples of those who've done it, now it's their, Illuminati, bourgeoisie, or, why are you using individual examples? I once heard somebody say that. Well, why are you using other people's examples? Because they're examples. They contradict the very premise itself. Stop blaming racism. This needs to stop, y'all. This needs to stop. What's keeping it alive is the fixation on it. When you give focus to something, clear attention to something perpetually, and you continue to blame it for all your problems and all your woes, you continue to keep that thing alive. You need to break those shackles from your mind. You don't have shackles around your hands anymore. You have them around your mind. And they keep you in a self-perpetuated prison where you can do nothing, where you can't even think for yourself, let alone move into action towards the things that you want to build in this life. You will perpetually find excuses for yourself. This needs to stop if you're going to get anything in your life. If you're going to get anywhere in life that is worth going, you got to let that go. We have to let it go. Do nothing. When you can't even, you got to let that go. You got to let that go.